Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Ava and Jensen about Aaron and Aaron, premiering April 20th on Nickelodeon. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
We're so excited.
This is a pretty crazy time. I'm sure today you're doing a lot of press and everything. It's starting to hit you a little bit that it's coming out, but it's still gonna not like hit you until the 20th, right? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, it still doesn't feel real yet.
Yeah, it's still crazy that it's all gonna be on TV and it's unreal.
It's crazy.
I'm excited to chat with you, but also I'm really curious kind of the audition process and everything, because a lot of different projects, sometimes you know a lot about the audition you're going into, and sometimes you have like no idea. So Ava, I wanted to start with you. What can you tell us specifically about the audition process for this show?
I mean, the audition process was pretty crazy. I was actually doing most of the callbacks and chemistry reads from Rome, Italy, while I was on another set. So it was pretty intense and it was a long process, but it was all worth it. And I did a few reads with Jensen and the rest of the Aaron and Aaron family, and I'm so glad with how everything turned out. That's
awesome. Jensen, would you say like your audition was a little balance of like the music component of it, but also the acting as well? Like, was it down the middle? Did you have to sing a song?
Yeah, I mean, they had songs for us to sing for the show along with the acting. So there was definitely a lot of steps for the audition. You know, I wasn't in Rome at like midnight, so I can't like do all the complaining about it. It was a long audition process, and I had no idea I was even going to get a callback for it. It was crazy. And once I heard I did, I started getting more invested into it. And I was like, this could actually be my future. And here we are, still surreal to me.
It's so crazy. There were so many people who auditioned for this. So I didn't actually think that I had a good chance.
2,000 for her part.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
So I didn't have high hopes, but once, like he said, once we kind of kept on going through with more callbacks and more chemistry reads, I was actually like, wait, maybe this could actually happen.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Well, Jensen will agree with me. I mean, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's pretty crazy. Now, you know, the trailer was released recently, so people can kind of get a glimpse about what's going on. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty cool because Aaron and Aaron, all of a sudden, you know, they're in each other's lives, so there's nothing they can basically do about it. And then, but they pivot, and it makes for some amazing, I like to say, musical fusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Jensen, what can you tell me specifically about Aaron, about this character?
Yeah, I mean, my character, I feel like I'm pretty similar to my character. You know, he plays music. He's really set on his goals. You know, he wants to make it big. He's got his idols and everything. And my character, he's really organized as well. He's clean cut, pop. He's super nice. He's awesome.
Absolutely. Ava, what about Aaron? What can you tell us about Aaron? He's got similar, like, it sounds like Aaron, but it's Aaron.
Yeah. Usually in interviews I say girl Aaron, just so like we know. So,
Mix it up.
yeah. So girl Aaron, she's definitely a rocker. She's super cool, super confident, doesn't care what people think of her. She also loves to write her own music. She loves to play her guitar, and she sometimes comes off as edgy and kind of rebellious, but once you really get to know her, she's got a kind heart.
It's interesting, Jensen, because me, like, I really pronounce the A in Aaron. I always have. I had my best friend growing up. It was Aaron. But I guess if you say it quickly, it's Aaron. But, like...
Yeah. What's so funny about that is Larissa, who plays my mom on the show, totally does that, too. So it totally reminded me when you said that. She was like, Aaron and Aaron are going to the park. It's so funny when she says it. And when you said that, it totally reminded me of her.
It's so great. And I do want to say, too, I think one of my favorite things I really love, I mean, you know, family is definitely the thing that I took like the most from kind of seeing everything about this show. And that's awesome. We love family shows, and Nickelodeon, you know, are known for like some of the greatest kind of family sitcoms of all time, which is amazing. But I really love the musical component of this. This is something that I really love. So I just kind of wanted to know, Jensen, like, what was it like being able to act on a show where music really is kind of the centerpiece? Because I feel like that for you, like, you guys are really into music, right? So that's like that's cherry on top, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable to do my two favorite things in one job. It's such a dream job, and it's so surreal. Everything really worked out perfectly. It's so amazing. I love doing all the things that I love in one job.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like I said, I mean, being able to put my love of music and my love of acting together, it's so cool. And having the honors to sing original songs that amazing writers have wrote for the show, it's so much fun.
It's amazing. Is it cool to? I feel like it's cool, right? Like you get it's official. You get cast. You know what's coming. You know there's going to be music and everything. Mm-hmm. Is it cool when you first get to check out the songs? Like, is it almost like opening up like a birthday present? Like almost like I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool because we never know what the song's going to sound like or what it's going to be. So when we actually get to hear our voices on the track, it's like, it's so amazing. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's really, it kind of is a birthday present. You really don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you have a general idea, but you don't know. You know, when I read my character description, I'm a piano player, clean cut pop. And then there's an episode where, you know, I get to play guitar as well in the show, which is super awesome. You know, I can't spoil too much about the show, but you know, you'll have to watch to find out.
It's tough, right? Like you don't want to say much. You just want people to watch.
It's really tough because I just want to be like, this is what happens on the show. These are my favorite moments, but you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't done a lot of press and interviews and things like that, so I'm still learning how to not spoil anything. That is my biggest fear.
It's so funny too because what you just mentioned about like Jensen being a Christmas present, you don't really know what it's gonna be. I mean, you are on a Nickelodeon show, so it could be slime for all we know. Right?
A lot of unexpected things for sure.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing too is seeing the sets as well. That's what really amazed me. I mean, they'll build them up and they'll just take them down in 2 days. Next week you're there and there's like, you know, I still can't spoil it, but you know, there's like a fully new set there and you're like, how did this happen overnight?
Yeah, it's so unexpected things for sure.
It's crazy too. And you know, I mentioned it a little bit. I mean, you are part of the Nickelodeon family, Nickelodeon universe now. I mean, that must just be a surreal feeling, right? Knowing kind of the track record of Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I grew up watching Nickelodeon shows, as we all do. And, you know, being told that I'm part of the Nickelodeon family, it still doesn't even feel real.
Yeah, it really is surreal. You know, like her, I grew up watching a lot of Nick, whether it be SpongeBob, Henry Danger, shows like that.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to say like, oh yeah, I was on a Nick show leading in it. I mean,
yes, it's so crazy.
Cool. Did you both go back and kind of look at kind of a lot of the because there's been a lot of shows on Nickelodeon, right, for many kind of years and everything. Did you go back and kind of take a trip down memory lane at one point and go see a lot of other shows?
Well, I mean, we've had to talk about other shows too. I kind of started watching Victorious over again. Me and my sister used to watch that every single day after school. And that's probably my favorite Nickelodeon
And it's
show.
interesting because it's funny you mentioned Victorious because it's similarities with like the music component of Aaron and Aaron, right? Because like you watch like iCarly and Drake and Josh, they're not really music, but like this one, Victorious is very similar. But I feel like with a show like this that has, you know, I feel like you show up on set, there's a lot of energy because there's like very high-paced songs and everything. There had to be some cool, funny on or offset moments that you both are able to share with me right now. Jensen, is there anything you can share? I hope you both have different stories because that's what I was hoping when I came up.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because you know there's so many things that happen on set that you can't spoil. But there is a time when
oh, what?
When she was running down to Kraft, and I decided to run up and scare her as best I could, and I think I did a pretty good job because she was terrified. I ran up and I just screamed, and I think she screamed louder than me. She fell to her knees and was there for like a minute, petrified.
Yeah, he likes to scare people. So I was walking, and I was just enjoying my little stroll on my way to craft, and he runs up and scares me like so bad. I'm still recovering.
Do you have, Jensen, you gonna make like a new Instagram account as pranks, Jensen pranks? Like, is that?
Oh my gosh, you should start that.
I should. Jensen_pranks.
Well, it's funny because you're playing the waiting game right now, but like the show's gonna air. I'm sure you both have a lot of BTS behind the scenes stuff that you're waiting to put.
And so much to talk about. Like all of my favorite moments are things that I can't even share.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, yeah, I know. My mom definitely has a lot of stuff on her camera roll.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny too because you'll just probably be at like just having dinner with your family, and you're just things that like you're privy of so much information happens in the show, and it's just like it needs to stay here, like it needs to stay in the vault.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I just can't wait for all of it to come out, and then we can post all about it, talk all about it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like hanging on a ledge, trying to not spoil anything. I'm like, I really want to say.
Oh, yeah.
One word before we wrap up to describe Aaron and Aaron. You can't say music. You can't say family.
One word.
Is there another word
to describe both of us, or
the show, the TV show, the show Aaron and Aaron? Yeah.
Okay.
You can't say music. You can't say family.
I feel like if you would have said that, that would have been like a very like obvious one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that would have been like a C+.
I'm gonna go with comedy, because this show is really funny. We have amazing writers and an amazing cast, and you're definitely gonna laugh a lot when watching the show.
I will accept comedy. I will.
Now I feel like I should have said something better.
No, that was great. No, it was just because like I feel like I kind of set you both up for fail because I was like, family, music, what else like could they say at the top of their head? And I was like, oh yeah,
music.
Comedy.
So I'm glad you said that.
I probably would have said family. So I think for me, I'm gonna go with joy, because really anytime you enter the set atmosphere, it's so hard not to smile at all.
So on April 20th, they gotta check Aaron and Aaron out on Nickelodeon because
you better.
it's got music. It's about a family. It's a comedy. And it will give you joy.
Of course.
Which is perfect. Jensen, Ava's so great chatting with you. Thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
This was so much fun.
Very quickly, we talked about kind of a lot of behind the scenes content probably going to come out and more stuff to talk about. Your Instagram accounts, is it just you just plug away quickly so people could keep up to date and follow, Jensen?
Yeah. My Instagram account is just my name, Jensen Gehring, Jensen, and then my last name, Gehring.
Yep.
And I am Miss Ava Rowe, spelled like MISS, and you'll find me there.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Popternative.com has other content as well. Aaron and Aaron is premiering April 20th on Nickelodeon.
Let's go.
Until next time, it's Jensen, Ava, and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.